just wondering, since when this was assented to, since when they started talking about the new tax laws, didn't they check it? Isn't now they're not checking it when the thing is going to be implemented by January? So well, we'll get to see how all of this gets to unfold. So let's head on to the Vanguard newspaper. On the Vanguard, all sector far-reaching reforms coming. Ayoson and Mohammed vow. Another one on the Vanguard says Electoral Act reps back 2-year jail term and 5 million naira fine for vote buyers and sellers. Okay, so that is one of the headlines we will be talking about. Electoral Act reps back 2-year jail term, 5 million naira fine for vote buyers and sellers. Another one says uncertainty over NAF aircraft departure to Portugal after release in Burkina Faso. So these are some of the headlines from the Vanguard. There are many more on the Vanguard, but because of our time, we just picked a few. Now, heading on to Premium Times. Premium Times says insecurity forces Christians to abandon Christmas travel. Worship in northern Nigeria, says CAN, that's the Christian Association of Nigeria. Even if not me, if I reason waiting they happen for there, and I want travel from Lagos, good day. When I know say the roads between here and the north is not even safe, then I'll Congo Christmas, Congo stay there, and then at the reason insecurity every day. If I sleep for night for my village, now one eye they take sleep, no be I know they close my two eye. So at the end of the day, why should I? I would probably just spend the Christmas, and that's it, because a lot of times once it's the festive season, you find lots of people traveling, like lots of people traveling, road, air, just traveling by train or traveling to the north, or probably even going to the east to do. But Khan now is saying that insecurity is forcing Christians to abandon Christmas travel and worship in northern Nigeria. And that's just it. You don't want travel because of insecurity. And once the Christmas time come, where they go, so come Christmas Carolo, come Christmas Vigilo, come New Year Vigil, all this, worship time that they get to call people around. You don't know whether if you go, you will come back. You don't know that if you go, the bad ones, the enemies of Nigeria will come and want to take you away. So all of this are things that are quite disturbing when it comes to the Christmas period and how people get to come together to worship during the Christmas period. But well, Nigeria will definitely get better. All right, so let's head on to another one here. Another one says Wike backed PDP faction dissolves 14 state party executive. Wike backed PDP faction dissolves 14 state party executives. Another one still on Premium Time says Serap urges courts to hold extension of sachet alcohol ban moratorium. That's coming from the Premium Times. Heading on to the Nation, Tinubu to governors, obey verdicts on council autonomy. Tinubu to governors, obey verdict on council autonomy. Court dismisses ex-AGF Malami's bail application. State on high security alert for Yuletide. That is coming from the Nation. Heading on to the cable newspaper. On the cable newspaper, Tinubu, I'm confident state police will be created to improve security. Another one says PDP demands 6-month extension of tax laws implementation to allow reps probe discrepancies. PDP demands 6-month extension of tax laws implementation to allow reps probe discrepancies. Like again, I said, this thing that it don't day since. We've been talking about it for about 2-3 months, before now. We've been talking about it. Um, how come it's now the Senate are now saying that, oh, you know what, um um this thing so is not what we actually signed off on or sent to the president to assent to. So I'm just saying, why now? All right, heading on to the daily heading on to the Daily Post. On the Daily Post, there are 5 cabals in Tinubu's government, says Charles Omole. Okay, I mentioned them now. She for just now. Anyway, DSP dies and suspect. Oh, this is sad. DSP dies in suspected suicide over alleged arms supply to bandits and hoodlums in Niger. This is sad. This is sad. No. All right. And let's just head on to the Tribune. The Tribune says Plateau Governor Mutwang joins APC. So we don't see cross carpeting up and down. No. And alleged 2.2 billion naira fraud caught grant in Gigi Bill. Alleged 2.2 billion naira fraud caught grant in Gigi Bill. Then the last one we have on pen pushing says Senate confirms 65 ambassadorial nominees. All right, so those are the headlines we have for you from different dailies this morning. Do want to follow up on any of them, have a full read, and know what is going on in your country. All right, so yes, these are the few headlines we have this morning on the newspaper review, but we'll definitely be looking at the ones that we have picked to look at with our analysts this morning. So this is about a quarter to eight right here on your Women Radio WFM 91.7. We'll be opening up the phone lines pretty much shortly. But do well to send WhatsApp and text messages to 070-317-56537 or 070 or 08155 Those are the numbers to send in your messages at the moment before we get to open up the phone lines a bit later. Maybe in another 15 minutes we get to open up the phone lines. But for now, do well to send in WhatsApp messages. All right. So yes, like I said, we have Adito with me this morning on the newspaper review. All right, so let's head on to take up this first headline this morning. So don't forget we're on YouTube too. So please do well to go to YouTube, watch us live, myself and Adito. Drop your comments, share the link so that you have others who would also want to be a part of the newspaper review on Women Radio WFM 91.7. All right, the first headline we'll be taking this morning is coming from the Punch newspaper. And on the Punch newspaper, this headline says that this one says insecurity orchestrated by enemies of Nigeria, says Akpabio. Nayera, who can be the enemies of Nigeria? Insecurity orchestrated by enemies of Nigeria, says Akpabio. Now, a bit of the story says the Senate President Godswill Akpabio on Thursday lamented what he described as organized and orchestrated insecurity in Nigeria, saying unnamed enemies were deliberately tormenting the country through terrorism, banditry, and insurgency. Akpabio spoke at the 14th National Caucus meeting of the All Progressive Congress at the State House Conference Center in Abuja, urged party leaders to accommodate defectors and new members, warning against discrimination as the APC expands. Now, Fabio told President Bola Tinubu and other party leaders that the worsening security situation had left many states grieving, while the party leadership must remain united to confront the challenges. So he just goes on and on. But my own now is that, okay, he also said that Kakus aligned with states mourning losses from attacks while commending Tinubu for the release of over 100 children kidnapped recently. He appealed for the remaining children to be rescued and reunited with their families. So, Adeton, why we say they know they like name these enemies? That's just my own. Because everybody will come out and say, I know who is feeling insecurity. I know who is sponsoring insecurity. We have a list of people who are sponsoring insecurity. Okay, we have unnamed enemies. Who be these enemies of Nigeria that we cannot pick them out, that we cannot bring them out? We've been hearing these things, don't they? Oh, there are people with the government. Now some set of people want to destroy Nigeria. Now some set of people want to do waiting. Plenty talk like this at the time. So who can be the enemy of Nigeria and why we no one talk these people? Why don't we want to just bring them out so that we will have peace now? Are we not going to be protecting a few? Compared to the many lives that have been lost, are we not going to be protecting a few people? Looking at Nigeria, that is, the insecurity is ravaging everywhere. People cannot travel. People can't even go to their farms. People can't even visit family and friends. People can't even go to worship. People, children cannot even go to school, stay in school. So who can be these enemies of Nigeria, and why can't we just, for crying out loud, just name them so that we go no persecute them? Let Nigeria rest. Abba, go ahead, Adetun. Hi, Adetun. Can you hear me? Adetun, are you there? Can you hear me? Okay. While we try to have Adetun back, we will continue with this, because I mean it's just a lot when you look at what is going on in the country, when you look at what is being said,
Yes, I can hear you.
because I just can you hear? Okay. Um, I think the network is a bit unstable from your end. So maybe you could just log out and log in back so that we can hear you much more better. Okay, great. So let's just get to understand this, because I mean it is tiring when we keep hearing this. It's tiring when we keep hearing this. Enemies here, people here. You get to hear me. Oh, we have set of people who are who want Nigeria to fail. Set of people who are feeling insecurity. Set of people who are doing this. Of course, now this insecurity cannot keep going if we don't have people, within the country or maybe in government who are sponsoring all of this. So it's definitely a lot. Hi, Dayton, can you hear me
Yes,
now?
I can hear you loud
Much
and clear. I can hear you
okay.
loud and clear. Can
Okay,
you
now
hear me?
this is better. Yes, much better. Please go ahead.
Can you hear me now? Okay.
Yes, I can hear you. Please go ahead.
So I was saying that as sad as the news is, and just as you rightly said, lives are being lost, daily concerning the insecurity situation that we have in the country. The enemies of Nigeria, they are not faceless people. They are people that we know
Exactly.
in the different communities. Even those in the communities can
Mhm.
easily identify them. We've talked about the fact that we keep hearing, we know them, but who are they? They are human beings, but somehow we seem not to have a list of all these people. When we say enemies of Nigeria, it's not just about those perpetrating the crimes outside the country or those penetrating into Nigeria. We also still have those that are within in the country who are part of this crime. And I really do think that even if we don't want to mention their names, at least let's have a resolve on what is the way forward to curb this menace, really. And if you look at it, um, it's not now about, oh, it's this party that is in administration, is not this political party, or this party has not done something, this one has done something. I think it's going to be a lot of effort on both sides. It's going to be a lot of effort on as many stakeholders that are supposed to be involved in this in order to curb these criminal activities. You've seen in several news headlines where it's been, mentioned that, oh, these are some of the things that security personnel are going to be put, ahead of whatever it is, the agenda they have to ensure that we curb this menace. In
Mm,
as much as they can't tell us all that they have, because yes, they are sensitive informations and all that. In as much as they can't give us all the details, I still feel that even as a citizen of this country, you also have a part to
yeah.
play. And I say
Mm-hmm.
that because you also have to be security conscious. We are still talking about the festive period. Those that want to travel might not be able to do so. But wherever you are, in your small community, in your small state, or wherever you find yourself, you also have to be security conscious. We can't leave everything to the hands of our security personnel the way it is. And so if you know that you don't want to be found wanting in any areas, in terms of terrorism, banditry, kidnapping, and all that, just ensure as a citizen that you are also safeguarding your territory. And if we can do that, if every one of us collectively, individually, if we can do that,
Mm,
I think we will begin to defend ourselves. In one or two of the headlines, we've heard state governors coming out to say the citizens or the indigents should be given opportunity to have arms. We can't all have that. We might not really have a lot of people, willing to do that, but protect yourself in your different territory. Now, to our security personnel, we've had issues of basic equipment not being accessible to them. And even you want to send these security personnel to war, you have to equip them, you have to prepare them also. Yes, their military training has that, but what happens to the equipment they will use in order to be able to at least contend with those enemies of Nigeria. When we have those coming into Nigeria from the different borders, we know that our security personnel are supposed to be there guarding those places. How many of them do we have
mm,
guarding those places? How do we, cover up the loose ends that we have in terms of security? And it's not just about ammunition alone, even the administration of it. Now we
mm,
have different heads of our security personnel. I know that they are on, working day in, day out to ensure that they bring results, you know. But also, let's also look at those neighboring countries. Do we have meetings with them? Are they also engaged to ensure that you don't bring in a criminal into Nigeria
mm,
and now expect Nigeria to be friendly with you? In as much as you also want to protect your territory or your country, Nigeria should also be able to put that down and stand firmly on it. In as much as we want to intervene in our neighboring countries or whatever issues that they are having, as we saw in the case of Benin Republic, I also feel that Nigerians should also know that those countries, they want protection in as much as we also want it. There should be meetings with those neighboring countries. Let's
mm,
have discussions with them. Let them also know that we want to protect our own country. It's not just about coming into their country to, try and resolve some issues that they have, because we are part of different agencies, collectively as African countries or even with other countries of Commonwealth and all that. They should also know that we will not allow those that will infiltrate Nigeria and cause harm to the people. If we can do that, it's not just going to be smiling or business as usual. We should let them know that
mm,
we also have that responsibility as a government to its people. And the better, we start doing that. Then if you look at it, I also feel that the Senate, the House of Reps, they should put themselves, you know, on those round tables and begin to intentionally, make some demands about our laws and begin to implement those laws. What are
yeah,
the laws guiding our borders? What are those laws that should be enforced to ensure that our security personnel are well equipped? They are putting their lives on the line for this country. We need to give them all the necessary support that they need. It's not just about paying their salaries or giving them allowances. What they need to work with, the tools they need to work with, they should, be available to them. Because I just feel that most of the time we have these news headlines and you get different, comments here and there
yeah,
on the
there.
table. We have this discussion. Let's begin to show it by results. Let's begin to implement these things. It's not just saying it. If you look at other countries and other climes, they don't just come out and say we want to do this. As they are saying it, they already have the plan in place. And
Mm-hmm.
that's why I mentioned that in as much as we don't know the details from our security personnel, we also need to see the results. We are not concerned about how they go about it. Our own is, let this country be safe for everybody. So it's not just the rural areas. It's not just the villages. It's not just where the rampage or the distortion of peace is going on. Even in
Mm,
the urban areas, we need to keep the country safe. We need to keep the citizens safe, and even those in other states as indigents. They need that. That is the responsibility of the government. And if government can't do that, now we don't want the state whereby the federal government is pushing it to the state is putting it to the federal government. All hands must be on deck. If you have
yeah.
sent security votes to states, let them implement whatever it is that has been given to them. Let them begin to use those resources. It's not just for those states to collect and keep. We've talked about state policing. We've talked about even the community policing, the vigilantes and all that have
Mm,
come out to rally around in order to keep indigenous slaves in their different respective states. Let's encourage those people. Let's encourage them. The security personnel, they can't do everything. Then we have those communities coming up with, oh, let's inaugurate this vigilante group, that vigilante group. As long as it is within the confines of the law and they need to be supervised, let's give them all the support that is needed so that they can keep those little communities safe. Because we've said it, the security posts are always far from the rural areas. What about the people in those communities that can't have access to our security personnel? Some of them are not literate enough to pick up their phone to call when these things are happening real time. But we can do that great favor and support them by ensuring that those communities that have the different vigilante groups are functioning effectively by giving them all the necessary support. I think if we're able, because we are all stakeholders in ensuring that the
Yes.
people are protected, and even the government also needs to
Mm.
be put on their toes so that everybody, every hand is on deck to ensure that Nigeria is safe, not just for those coming in. There are people that will be traveling, from other countries to Nigeria for the festive period. What are we thinking of? The airport, is it safe? When they take a cab from the airport to where they are going, are they safe within the urban areas as well? There are
Mm-hmm.
some that will move from urban areas to the cocoa villages to celebrate the season. Are we
Yeah.
sure that they are safe? Or are we going to keep them, with this fear of saying, oh, I can't go to my country because it's not safe. I can't even go to my village because it's not safe. We need to begin to think about. So the narrative is not just about the federal government and the state government. It concerns the
Yeah.
citizens, the communities, the indigenous in those communities, so that everybody can play their part and we can all be safe.
Hmm. Thank you very much, Aditon, for taking us through all of the different angles to this. Of course, we are all stakeholders in this insecurity issue. We are all stakeholders in this insecurity issue. We have all of us have our parts to play in this because at the end of the day, sometimes, even as we get to hear that, oh, some of this, the terrorists, the bandits who are doing all of this, you hear, oh, they are not Nigerians, they're not this, but that's you cannot have them here without Nigerians enabling them to be here. That's just it. So even in the communities, you will have people who are probably providing them with water, providing them with food. Even in the communities, you'll find people who are supplying them with drugs. Probably maybe if one of them is ill or something, you'll find people who are giving them
Mhm.
little things around. So these people that are enabling them, it all starts from there. All right, the arms that they're having, how does the arms get into the country? Abi, don't we have people that stay at the borders before they cross and enter? Don't we have armed men who are around? So how do they get all of this? So it's a collective thing. It's a collective thing. Person we want do you bad thing. 98% of the time, you get person wey dey inside your house where alarm happen. That's just that's just it. Okay, so if somebody wants to harm you, it probably has to do with is that somebody that's come into your house before, or somebody from your house went to mention it to them, or something. There's 98% of the time there must be an insider in all of the things. So that's just looking at it in a larger at a larger scale. All of the insecurity and all of that. It started from people actually accepting it and agreeing to do things for them, maybe selling themselves to have all. So I mean, it's definitely a collective thing. It's not just on the federal government, the state government, local government level, community level, and you that is inside your house, whether in rural areas or in urban areas, all join. Because from the urban area, you get somebody when I in the contact. From the rural area, you get somebody when I in the open door for them. So it's I mean, it's a collective thing. Thank you very much, Adito. And this is 3 minutes after 8 right here on Your Woman Radio WFM 91.7. And this is the program, a newspaper review on the Full Breakfast Show. My name is Rose, and I have Adito Adegogun as our analyst for today. Yes, Olufumi J is unavoidably absent, but hey, we're here and we are doing this together. So yeah, it's time for you to call in now. You can dial the numbers 07000 917 You can also dial 09155 917 917. Our toll free number is 0800 Those are our numbers to get in touch with us this morning. Please feel free to dial them. Let's get to hear your thoughts on this very first headline that we have actually taken, where Akpabio, Godswill Akpabio, is coming out to say insecurity orchestrated by enemies of Nigeria. And who are these enemies? Is saying that unnamed enemies. Are they really unnamed, or we really just don't want to come out and say who they are? Because this is not the first time we're hearing unnamed. This is not the first time we're hearing, oh, we know them. Oh yeah, mention them. Who are they? So that they can be prosecuted, so that Nigerians will know that these are the real enemies of Nigeria. Who be these enemies? Now we want to know. Who them be? Then they inside government, I be they know they. Now, ordinary people where they live for their houses, I be no be them. She na person na bank workers make we know. No, I be na people where they go for make we. Let's just know who are the enemies. Who are they and what where can we pick them from? Because I mean they are human beings and they stay somewhere and they have a means of communication. So why can't we, get these people? That's the first headline we took this morning. So feel free to react to it and any other headlines that we have given you this morning. Like I said, the number to dial is 07000 917 or 09155 917 917. Our toll free number is 0800 1235 917. Our lines for WhatsApp and text messages are still open 07031756537 or 0 or 08155917917. Those are the numbers we to send your text. So let's quickly take up these messages
Hello?
before we head on
Good morning.
the next. Oh, hello, good morning.
Hey, the picture free line. Oh, good morning, ladies.
I thought you will gradually get there, Madam Okuli. Good morning. Good morning.
Good
Compliment
morning.
of the season. Hey, praise the Lord. 2025 ending go do better in Jesus' name.
Somebody.
Madam, no vex say I dey laugh. Oh, Rose knows why. Oh, hey, I will die to free line 20 times. It will not
Compliments
be
of the
six.
season.
I wish you the same. Let me talk. Don't. I'm not go me lenu.
Oh yeah, now talk.
I will not call the other lines like 15 times. But this morning, this is the second time I'm dialing the toll free line, and she picked it up. Praise the Lord, somebody.
Mrs. Oboli, don't do now. Why you dey pass us like this?
Oh God. Good morning, ladies. Good morning, Nigeria. How na do?
I'm fine. Good morning.
Oh, it's a season to be happy. But honestly, I'm not happy. I'm not happy because every time I hear news of insecurity and insurgency, it breaks my heart, honestly. Every morning, even in the midnight, I beg God that something will not happen to my children, something will not happen to the average Nigerian child, something will not happen to the average Nigerian man and woman, and every one of us. I don't want to say we are more or less walking on eggshells, but the truth has to be told here. I tell you, I kid you not, I lie to you not. An average Nigerian is every day walking on eggshells, asking
Mm.
yourself, may Nigeria not happen to me, and what happens next? Enough of this already. Madam Rose, remember I told you my daughter is in Unijos. If you see the
Yes.
prayer, we will take the back am up every day. You go to ask
Mm.
yourself, say, waiting be this marathon, waiting be this berry. Because the news you hear here in Lagos, in Kwara State, in Kaduna, in Borno, in everywhere, all over Nigeria, you are scared to your teeth, telling and praying to yourself, God, please, don't let insurgency, don't let Boko Haram catch up with these children. May Nigeria not happen to the average Nigerian citizen in Jesus' name. It has become a
Mm.
prayer point that is alarming to pray, but we surely must pray it on a daily basis. If there's any issue that should be trivialized or propagandized, insecurity is not one of those issues, because by doing so, you toy with the lives and properties of people unwantingly. Every second, deaths are happening owing to insurgency. Now, for the purpose of this discourse, I decided to take a look at the dictionary this morning to check exactly what an enemy is. An enemy is simply one who is actively opposed or hostile to you or your existence. Yet, in this part, we are handling those cases with kids' glove. Enemy will see you, we're ready to attack you, fire for fire. We're ready to kill you even before you raise your head. And we are handling their issues with kids' glove. We are radicalizing them, we are integrating them, and sometimes we pay them salaries. You don't
Mm.
face or name or you shame an enemy. You allow the enemy to lock in the darkness. What do you think the enemy will do to you? If only we can match aura for aura what these terrorists are doing. by calling them out, by proscribing them, by persecuting them, by prosecuting them, by naming and shaming them. You've heard and seen terrorist financiers. You are not shaming them. You are not naming them. You are covering, aiding and abetting them. Yet they propagate whatever it is they are doing, and you allow them ply their trade with reckless abandon. And you are here to come and disturb the tabloid saying, we have enemies of the state. What do you do to an enemy of the state? What do you do to the enemy of your family? An enemy is an enemy, but we are here trivializing them and handling them as if we are pampering or romanticizing them. See, if I see enemy, before he can't harm me, I go around do wetin I fit do, because I they defend my constituent and my own self. What are we doing as a nation? I don't have to read deaths, born, Buddhist, that enough is enough already. If Akpabio has said this, what is the Senate doing? What are security operatives doing? What is the country doing at large? Can we just nip all this shenanigan and this propaganda, nip it in the bud in 2025 so that it does not extend or has a ripple effect over our lives in 2026? I don't tire. I don't tire. My picking day school. All our children, day schools. Some of them never come on holiday. Some of them, they on holiday. Some of them go still go back. All we are saying is let the average Nigerian breathe, sleep easy, rest easy, eat easy, and live easy. What are the security votes doing that are being paid for? What are you using them to do? I can't understand why you will tell me that you cannot quell the power of insecurity, force to force, aura for aura. Can't you just match them, for crying out loud? I beg. If it comes to begging, because very soon push has come to shove. I beg. It is time for us to nip insecurity in the bud. The time is now. Because for every time you allow them ply their trade unwantonly, a life is lost. 2 lives are lost. And these are lives that irreplaceable, that irreplaceable, that you cannot even bring back when they are dead. If something is dead, can you bring it back? The answer is no. And they beg us. I'm speaking as a mother this morning. I'm speaking as an aunt. I'm speaking as a concerned Nigerian. We get picking for school. And I get families scattered all over the world. Please, let's just do the right thing. US, so they handle their citizens' lives like this. So what is wrong with Nigeria? Good morning, ladies. Compliments of the season. Thanks for picking the toll-free line. I love you, love you, love you.
We love you too, Mrs. Oboli. Thank you so much for calling and speaking passionately this morning. And that's the thing, it's all that we're talking about. Children are in schools. We have children who go from here, this side of Nigeria, to the north to school. We have children who go to different places, part of the country, to school. Now they are on holiday, or some of them will soon be giving their holidays to spend a few days with family for the festive, period. You go, they fear now, make your picking come out, say, Mommy, and they come back house. And that's how, you will say, no, just stay where you are, or you better make you just stay there. And then the child is spending maybe a year or two without coming back home, without seeing his or family, all because of insecurity. And you that you're here with you every day, now your prayer point be that. Eh? And they don't kindly react to this. Let's move on to the next headline then.
Yes, just to add to what Mr. Boli said, really think that she has spoken the minds of many mothers out there, many parents out there, and I also feel that if this is not taken into consideration, then we don't really know what we are doing as a government. And if you also look at it gradually, I'm believing God, I'm trusting that things will begin to shape up even before we get into 2026, because it will get to a stage whereby I'm sure no parents will want their child to go to those far north places or institutions where they know it's not really safe. In as much as those giving the different admissions have also not tried to look at it from the angle that they are also stakeholders. And I'm talking about the tertiary institutions we have in those places, and even the schools that we have in those places. With time, you will see that parents will begin to withdraw their children. They will begin to say no to some of their children who want to gain admission into those universities and whatever tertiary institutions that we have in those places.
Okay, we have a call. Hello, good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Madam Rose. Good morning. Madam
Good morning,
Adeto, a
Evangelist
true
Dixon.
Nigeria. When people like you speak, you give us hope. And we need to give the hopeless hope on the word of our mouth. So when people, some will hear certain things, they will go and hang themselves. We should not, with what people are going through. And like the last speaker, the last speaker that I really agree what he said. Because the way we are handling this insecurity is not the way we are supposed to handle it. He spoke my mind. Madam Adeto, I quickly listening to all you have said. I just need to repeat what you have just said. I agree with what you have said. And our security, this insecurity, this politician, during military, can't see this kind of thing. This politician, when this one gets in power, this one will try to discredit because they want to go in power. That's it. Why are they not, all these politicians, why are they not shouting? Where are the sponsors? I cannot see opposition crying that this, let us bring out the sponsor this. And use them as an example. We use one or two or three as an example. Then show that we see the position is so what they're supposed to push this present government to do, they are not doing it. They all after grabbing power. So which means they know what they're doing. They know the people that are sponsoring those people, and they know all those men, and they are the people, and they are using them for their own purpose. And God is watching on all of them. We should not live in fear. When we pray, God will protect our children. In as much as we never think of evil of anybody, do evil to them, nobody can harm our children. Our children will get to where they want to get. We just pray for them always, and God will protect our children. And I always say we should always do the right thing. What is it in this world? Many have gone this morning. What is it that you have that you not leave away? All the money these people keep on grabbing. They can see one day and not wake up. They don't think of that. All I need to say, we should love ourselves and love our country. Because this season of Christmas is all about love. Christ is love. God is love. And love will not go without caring or giving. Let us share what we have. Because some people wake up different. Even one cup of garri they don't have. And we believe God. We should always do the right thing. Knowing that God is watching us. And one day we go back to God and give account. That is telling where your eyes are. Nigeria, let us love ourselves and care for one another. And reach out to one another. That's what Bible is teaching us. That's what Christianity is all about. I believe this, I've enjoyed this country, but I still enjoy it. Nigeria will be great, whether the devil likes it or not. Our children will get to where God wants them to get to. God bless you. God bless Nigeria. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Evangelist Dixon, for calling this morning. Let's head on to take up some messages. This is coming from Olushoga Jai from Odonla Ikorodu, and it says President Tinubu is pushing for state police and more local government autonomy, seeking governors' support to make it happen. Could be a big shift in governance, long overdue. Now that many governors have joined the APC, local government autonomy should be easy now to implement as party is supreme. APC should give this local government autonomy to Nigerians as a Christmas gift. All right, this is coming from Olusoga Ajayi from Idonla Korodu. Thank you very much. Additional was you from Ikorodu says, good morning to you in the studio. Holding a party meeting in a presidential office in Nigeria is not a new thing because when OBJ and Gej, that's Goodluck Jonathan, was president, they did the same thing. So nothing new in that. And on Chris Ngige and Abubakar Malami trial is a welcome development, and anybody who needs to be probed should be probed. This should bring serenity to Nigeria. And kudos to Mr. President for reducing his security details to strengthen general security in Nigeria. General security in Nigeria. Thank you very much. Additional Wasu from Ikorodu. Still hiding on, it says, and oil marketers claiming they're making loss now is on record when federal government subsidized dollar. This market has sold diesel to Nigerians at the rate of 1,950 naira. Um, Now, federal government removed subsidy on naira and dollar is between 1,400 and 1,500, and diesel is now between 950 naira and 1,050 naira. So as you marketers have crippled many businesses in the past. So thanks to Mr. President for these economic reforms, we are now seeing the dividend because price is coming down. Hope it continues like this. Long live uh, Hope it continues like this for long for Nigerians. Coming from additional, I say thank you. Here for the Sage says Nigeria is the only country I've heard supporting terrorism and banditry by paying ransom to them. Very shameful, says here for the Sage. from Iju Road. Heading on to another message here coming from Lakon Lagos. Says, good morning, crew. In a same country, removal of subsidy, borrowing money or taxing people is used for development. But here, your government borrowed to loot, live their luxurious lifestyle, wasteful and unnecessary traveling. By January 1, they will tax the daylight of Nigerians. In the midst of the poverty they have put Nigerians. I want to ask the subsidy money. I want to ask the subsidy money, all the taxes from banks, government taxes, agro taxes, and all the borrowing of your president from 2023 till now, where is the money? Infrastructure, no security, inflation, corruption is the order of the day. While they turn the economy to disaster, they turn the people to beggars and almajiri in the midst of plenty. More than 7.2 million private and public and SMEs shut down because of this government obnoxious policies. Do you know the number of people that lost jobs? All sectors is compromised, and in a dead state, it's a shame the worst of us is ruling the best of us. Thank you very much, Lakon from Lagos. Okay. Um, Hereford says, can you imagine a country theory determines what the government of a nation should do? They are the dictatorship where here, not the president. Should government refuse to cooperate with their demands, things go spoil. Is that not laughable? But that's the reality we are facing all over, for over a decade. Terrorism and banditry is overpowering the past and present government. Tell me what these leaders with fake promises are doing in the um, seats of power. Thank you very much here for the Sagi. Adito, I don't know if you would want to react to any of this. We just have about 4 minutes to go. Would you want to react to any of these messages? Because most of them are talking about the insecurity in
Well,
Nigeria, what the government is doing or not doing.
Well, I think really it's a major issue if you look at it, and we can't stop talking about it. We can't stop, giving views on what we think and what the government should actually do better. And a lot of people have said it. Whether you have a child in the far north or not, it concerns every one of us. Even for those of us in the urban areas, it also has to do with us. So I think it's something that is always on the front burner, and it's something that we have to continue to put the government on their toes so that they can actually, do the right things, as well as encouraging our security personnel who have been doing very well, by the way. And they just keep, getting better, of course, with a lot of support from the government, both state and at the federal level.
Okay, thank you very much, Adito. So quickly, maybe in under 2 minutes, this electoral act of reps and House of Reps saying they back 2-year jail term and 5 million naira fine for vote buyers and sellers, and they're looking at the elections that are coming up pretty much soon. So do you see this actually working out? Because me, something that is bothering me, when you say a minimum of 2 years imprisonment or a 5 million naira fine or both, alongside a 10-year ban from contesting election, um, do we see this really happening? Because now una they talk now una they do these things. So if you say if you want to implement this, or you're suggesting that this should happen, do we really see this happening? Because at the end of the day, na una. Because me now, a citizen of Nigeria, I cannot carry money now, go and start buying your vote. Please vote for this person. The money will have to come from one of them down to somebody that will go and tell somebody, come and vote for another person and then collect this money. So do we really see this happening? In just a minute, Adito, I just want to get what you think about this particular headline from the Vanguard newspaper.
Hello?
Well, I hope
Hello?
it will happen, but as you said,
Just a
there's a
minute.
lot
I
of
don't know.
corruption.
Just a minute. We have a
Hear
call.
me?
Hello,
Hello?
good morning.
Morning, I'm from Ikorodu. Chris calling from
Hello, good
Ikorodu.
morning. Prince from Ikorodu.
Yeah, I'm calling from Ikorodu. Yes.
All right, what's your name?
You see, I want to... Chris from Ikorodu.
Okay, Prince, please go ahead, Prince. We don't have much time. Please go ahead.
Yes, what you just said now. I hope you're in Nigeria, so you know say now them. So all this one is deceit. Who will prosecute? You know the police that when I wanted to vote in last election, police were there when they chased us away. So that one is just deceit. Secondly, I want to talk of our phobia.
Probably there are people who say they are graduates, they are deceiving people. Probably should know that insecurity in Nigeria is caused by Anti-People's Congress, which started in 2015. One of the another things that make Nigeria not to move forward. For instance, it's time for an Igbo man now, Igbo woman to be immigration leader. He will not be there. It's time for an Igbo man now to be a commissioner of police. He will not be there. So even in their own establishments, if you bring this half expert and you carry somebody who is less and put there, this part must sabotage it. That's one of the reasons why Nigeria is not working. When you want people, that's why everywhere you go, people are working because they believe in specialization. They don't believe in this and this. By now, the immigration is supposed to be an Igbo lady that is leading the ethnic. By now, police, commissioner of police is supposed to be Igbo man. It's not there. So you have creating enmity within yourself and you say you progress. You can't progress. God will not help you in this place. God doesn't help evildoers. So all this time, everything Jesus said, God help us. God will not help you. Yeah.
All right, thank you very much, Prince, for calling. At the end of the day, whether an Igbo man, Hausa man, or Yoruba man, we just want people that can walk. That's just it. Because in each of these tribes that you're talking about, we still have good people that walk. We still have bad people that walk. You can still mention Yoruba man or Hausa man that have done things in each of these parastatals that you have mentioned. And we still have able people who have worked under these people who have done the right things. We still have able people who have led in different places who have done the right things and the wrong things. It's about the individual and what the individual carries. It's not about whether you're from this tribe or not. Can you actually do the work? Do it sincerely. That's just the thing. Well, Atito, I think we'll just leave that because our time is fast spent. Let's just have maybe in one sentence your final words in all of this. Hi, Adito, can you hear me?
Well, since it's actually a reform,
Hmm.
yes, I can hear you. The Electoral Act is actually, going through some reforms. So we
Mm.
should actually be hopeful that it will scale through and we'll have results. And, but likely, I just feel that they are the leaders, they are the one making the rules, correcting this, amending that. They should lead by example. So if we're going to have those that will go against these electoral reforms, the punishment or the fine or the amount they are paying is there. They should also just remember that they have to also lead by examples because they are the ones running the political game in Nigeria. And so I think that's just it.
All right. Thank you so much, Adito, for taking our time to be with us this morning on the newspaper review. Thank you so much. You want to have a great weekend. And when we meet next week, now you'll tell me how your Christmas go. So do you want to have a great day and enjoy the weekend? And of course,
Absolutely, I will. I will.
all right.
Thank
So that's it
you.
for
Thank
today
you.
on the newspaper review. Do you want to have a great weekend ahead? And do want to enjoy your holidays, compliment of the season from us right here on Women Radio. And don't forget that our 7 days, our 7 magical days with Santa, it's still ongoing. It started yesterday and it's going to run up till Wednesday, 24th of December 2025. So do want to bring your kids to come have fun and have, play with Santa, snap pictures with Santa, and of course, have a chance to be on radio. My name is Rose Yusuf Kai, so do want to stay tuned to Women Radio WFM 91.7. At 9, we'll have the news. At 9:05, we'll have our lens come through. Have a great day ahead and stay with us right here on the news on Women Radio WFM 91.7. Thank you.